Alright guys, a little bit of train running there. That's the Loco, that's the GP38 that's going to be going back to Overland Hobbies, but I was just kind of doing a quick run of it just to see how it did, and as you could see, just on some of the turnouts there, it does stall because it's only getting pickup from the front trucks. Anyway, quick update here, how things are going on the build. So, let's get a quick overview here. So you saw it run down around here. This is the Buena Park, La Mirada section. Got the train stopped over there. That is where the scrapyard's going to be. And again, I just have a mishmash of cars lying around here. Really, I'm just seeing how many fit in the different spurs. Still adjusting the track as I go here, as always. And the big thing for this weekend is I have this divider up. And so this divides the Huntington Beach Park, which is down at the end right there, along with a couple of different industries here. We'll call this like Westminster and Garden Grove. I think this will be Garden Grove section, and I think I'm going to include the scrapyard in Garden Grove. But I've got at least a framework made up for the backdrop here. Let me scoot around here and I'll show you what I did. So it's just a regular board. I've got a couple 1x2s by 4s, if this would focus. And those are screwed into a 1x6 up on top here, which holds it in place. It kind of levitates it off the ground, or maybe a 1/4 inch or something, 1/8 of an inch. I did have to shimmy it up over there in the center. And then this is attached to the side here with a couple of I think those were 1x4s. But that separates the Huntington Beach area down here. We scoot underneath my lift up, whatever this is going to be, with the actual yard here. And so I've also got LED lighting here. It looks bright on here, but they're not very bright. They're like, they were $15 for like a 16-foot section of LEDs. I've got it kind of wrapping around right here, because this is roughly about 12 feet or so. I wanted white. Supposedly on Amazon they said these were RGB and white, but turns out they're RGB, no white. Even though this is supposed to be white, if I zoom in on it, they're actually blue. What they call white is actually sort of like a light blue. Like I said, it's kind of picking up a little bit better on video here. It's actually darker in real life. So the plan was to do some LED lighting underneath here, and then use a little bit more backing board, maybe like a 2-inch section to give it a nice fascia right here that would cover up the 1x2s here, and kind of shade, well, not shade, but basically cover up the LED lights so you didn't really see them when you're sitting here. And at eye level, this is kind of like my eye level right here, but at least you wouldn't be able to see them going down. Anyway, the plan is to get maybe some other kind of lighting, maybe a little bit more expensive, dedicated white-only LEDs for the yard and for the other section. Actually, like I said, I got 2 of these LED lights. They were $15. They come with this little remote here, and you can see the cord running right around here, and I've got it plugged in down there. Comes with on-off switch. You can change the intensity of the lights and then change through these pre-programmed colors. So what I'm going to do is probably use the other strip that'll go on this side, and I'm just going to use it along with an additional white lighting just to give it a little bit of maybe lighting effect. You know, we can, along with the white, and then this is like orange or something like that. I'm sitting here pushing, some of these colors are kind of a little funky seeming. Like I push green and that looks kind of blue. And then, anyway, you can kind of do a little bit, you know, sunset lighting, something like that. So a little bit of mood lighting for the yard for different times of day. And then again, this will be finished on either side. So it'll look nice. And then we'll have backdrop on either side for this respective locations. Track hasn't really changed, I don't think. I am getting some turnouts, like I said, down here before at the yard. I ran out of turnouts, but what I decided to do is just get all new turnouts. So I'm actually getting Pico 91 and 92s left and rights. Those are the Electro Frog ones. Those are the ones I have in the other part of the layout, and they seem to be working fine. Other than with that engine that doesn't have all the pickups running. So all of these are going to get replaced. And they're about the same size. I'd have to measure these. These are old Atlas, I think, turnouts. Stuff that I just had just to sort of lay things out here. I'm also going to have a turnout coming off of here. So we'll have 2 tracks for engine, staging, storage. One thing, because of the corner right here on the Benchwork, it kind of came out funky here, but the divider was going to go right along this seam over here. But as you can see, I have actually got it tilted up, and you can see right here, this divider is kind of pushed off to the side here, and then it's pretty much at the seam on the other end over there. So the reason I did that was, one, I could get it kind of sort of flush here with the corner, and this will all obviously be covered up with you know, fascia, so it'll look all pretty and everything. But also, I kind of like the idea because I was going to have a couple of staging tracks here for storage tracks, engine loco tracks, whatever you want to call it. So it gives you just a little bit more room right here. And I really didn't have anything planned for this area right here in, you know, we'll call it Garden Grove. So taking away a couple inches over there and adding it to the yard seemed to make sense. Didn't take too much room off of here, and that was just going to be sort of an industry, what do you call it, facade right there, for that spur, sort of similar to what I'm going to be doing along the wall here, for those two right there and there at the end. And then on this side over here, what I thought I'd do is I actually have 18 inches, by the way, try not to move around too much, but the backdrop here is about 12 inches roughly. I made it that way to, and that's the engine over here, doing a few things. I made it 12 inches because I wanted to be able to kind of see outside the garage and sort of be able to see the rest of the layout. Even though I'd be working over here, I can still kind of look out over a good portion of the rest of the layout right there. But the backdrop that I have for this section against the wall is actually going to be 18 inches. And I can't wait to get the actual working engine here. Trying to make it focus here. Come on. There we go. Because it's definitely a nice engine. Just unfortunately, a couple issues there. And if I pay $250 for an engine, I don't want to have to solder anything and screw around with gluing stuff on, you know. It's kind of like if you went to Best Buy and you bought a $250, 50-inch TV. You got it home and it's like, oh, hey, by the way, see these little parts? You have to glue those back on. And oh yeah, and you gotta open up the back of the TV and you gotta solder this wire on. It's like, sorry, not doing it. I could probably do it without too much hassle, but like I said, I'm paying good money for it. I want the product to be perfect out of the box. This box right here. So anyway, sidetrack there. So yeah, the backdrop here is going to be 18 inches. I think what I'm going to do is kind of do what I did here with a 1x6 shelf that'll be up against the wall, except of course it won't be in the center of the 1x6. It'll be just at the end, and then have that up against the wall here. So also have a little bit of shelf space to put some things up there, put some decorations, whatever. And yeah, that'll be fun. So that's kind of the update here, and the progress on the backdrop between the yard and the, I guess I call it the south side of the layout. I got my tripod there. That's what I was using. I know I'm doing this by hand. I usually don't do this, but it's kind of easier to do here. I'm trying to be as steady as I can, guys. So I hope it's not jerking all around. Got some evergreen, what's this called? Styrene sheets, but it is, I'm trying to see which one it is, metal siding. So, because I'll be doing some scratch building and some kit bashing. Thought I could always use that. I was at one of the shops the other day, picked some of those up. Oh, one of the other things I was going to talk about is magnets. So I'm also getting a KD 150 or 158. I'm looking for the envelope here and I don't see it. 158 couplers that I'm going to update. I got one pack at the hobby shop, so I only had two pairs, which I did. One of my locos, they're the BS&F, sitting over there, and I have been testing out. And actually in that car right there, the rail box car there, and I've been testing out trying to use sort of off the shelf from home, Lowe's I actually went to, and you can see here, let me move the locomotive here. Got a couple of these magnets here. Let me get this to focus. And there's actually two of them here, and I've got them kind of adjusted in there as best I could. It's not supposed to be straight. It's actually sort of tilted a little bit. And I'm trying to sort of adjust them so that it actually will have the same effect on the couplers as the more expensive Katy magnets, although I haven't been very successful. So you can see it kind of opens it up right there as I go over it, and then they're closed. There you go, you see it close. Let me try to hold this really still there. So they're closed, opens it up right there, and then closed again. But I haven't been able to get it to work properly yet. So if I go over the magnet here, you can see they kind of open and close up there. It's like, see, that worked. And so then you would take the locomotive, kind of pull forward a little bit, and then I can push back into the spot. And it's kind of rolling right here because the track's slightly uneven. But at least while running the locomotive, I have not been able to do it properly here. So I'm still kind of playing with that magnet, and you can see we just lost it right there. So I think I might just go ahead and buy the the actual Kadee magnets, instead of trying to screw around with these cheapo magnets. I'm sure you could get it to work, but whatever. I'm good with getting Kadee magnets. I mean, I think I would only need, right, for one each spur. So like one here, 2, 3, and if I cut this, that would be 4, 5. Over at the junkyard, 6. And then, let's see here, 7, 8, 9, 10, and well, maybe 11. But this one, this little track right here is more of a sort of the extension of the actual line. So I don't know if I'd store cars on here for the industry. I think just that spur would be for the industry, and this is really for doing switching into the other industries over here. So what did I say, like 7 magnets, and they're like $5 or $6 a piece or something. So we'll see how it goes. So I think I'm going to put my other strip of LED lighting up on this side. Like I said, I'm going to keep it just for accent lighting. And I'm making this thing a little bit long. What are we at, like 16 minutes something, 20 minutes here already. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out here. That is the update, as this guy right here is making all sorts of noise. I'll let you watch him as we say goodbye. Till next time, guys, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell button to get notifications. I'll be doing more updates as I progress on the layout. Till next time, guys, bye.